Hey, welcome back to the show. What are you doing?
Smile. Oh, that's.
Do you know we're live?
I got that. Okay.
We're actually on air.
It's a quick selfie. You guys don't mind, do you? I don't mind.
You know what? I think you need a digital detox.
Well, I don't mind like being in the moment and also taking pictures of the moment. I can do both. This is a television show, after all.
It is a television show, but sometimes you just got to be in it and leave the phone away.
Okay.
Stick it in your pocket, turn it off.
I'll put it down.
Anyway, if you're like Bianca and you're ready for a break from technology, on this episode, we're going to show you some great ways to take a digital detox. To start, get out in the great outdoors with a little glamping. That is, glamorous camping.
I love glamping. Now, it's hard at first. You know, you won't mind going without no phone, no camera, and no Wi-Fi when you're breathing fresh air, sleeping under a clear, starry night, and waking up to a hot breakfast on the campfire. Sounds good to you? Well, Michael will show you his favorite recipe for starting the day in the great outdoors: vegan and gluten-free strawberry banana pancakes. And for dessert, an old campsite favorite. Can you guess? Vegan gluten-free s'mores. Just watch out for the raccoons. Your favorite.
Remember, these raccoons came into our campsite. They opened our bag and they reached in. The only thing they took were the vegan marshmallows.
You know, they see with their hands. They're fascinating. Yeah, and don't forget the daddy long legs, my favorite.
Yes.
They're beautiful creatures.
Yeah.
They're just so long.
I know.
Leggy.
They scare you. I like them.
Just have to keep the tent closed. Just zip it tight. That's
Zip it. So if you're as concerned about bugs as our friend here, just pack whatever you need before you hit the campground. Insect repellent, sunblock, your favorite shampoo, as long as you're willing to carry whatever you bring.
I'm willing to carry anything. Well, speaking of cosmetics, did you know that the majority of cosmetics and personal care products on the market are tested on animals? What is this, the Dark Ages?
I know, it seems so ridiculous.
So inhumane. Well, to find out how you can make more humane choices with your personal care products, we've got Arianish Birdie from the Physicians Committee on Responsible Medicine in studio to show us some alternatives and introduce us to a real-life animal hero.
That'll be nice. And if you're looking for ways to get Zen without an app, believe it or not, we'll take you to the nation's first Zen Buddhist monastery, which is also home to one of the best natural hot springs in Northern California. And it's a great place for a digital detox, by the way, because there's no Wi-Fi. Period.
Why are you looking at me?
You were the one doing a
You have
selfie
to be
when
on
we
the internet
started.
just as much as I do.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
check it out.
Well, you may know the importance of using toxin-free personal care products on the most absorbent part of your body, the skin. But you might be surprised to learn just how many personal care products are still being tested on animals like this cute little baby. To help us become more responsible consumers, regulatory testing policy specialist for Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, Arianish Birdie, is here with some tips. Hi there.
Hi.
So is animal testing actually necessary for our cosmetics?
It's really not at all. In fact, many countries around the world are banning animal testing for cosmetics because it doesn't give human relevant information for how humans react to cosmetics.
So what are some of the alternatives that we can make sure our cosmetics are safe?
Yeah, so one alternative I'm really interested in is this new method that uses human adult cells from surgical leftovers, and scientists can create 3D human skin in this device, this plastic device.
Wow.
And the scientists can test the chemicals on this human skin, and it's more predictive of the human experience because it is human skin, and of course it doesn't inflict the cruelty on animals like Pearl.
Wow, Pearl. And Pearl, this wonderful sweet bunny. Where did you get her?
House Rabbit Society.
Ah, wow. So so they help to create foster
They
adopting
do.
for
They
people
do.
that want bunnies out
Yeah.
there? Yeah. She wants to get away. I think she wants to play. So tell us, I think she wants to show us what some of the products are that are alternatives that don't involve testing on bunnies. What did you bring with us
There are
here
a
today?
ton of products out there that don't involve testing. Some cost a lot, some don't. Since it's summer, the sunscreen, Kiss My Face sunscreen is a really great one. I really like Lush.
You like it too?
I really like Lush products.
They're a great brand. They do a lot of good things to
Yeah.
make sure that people have products that are not going to be, inhumane. Yeah.
Absolutely, and they donate a lot of money to companies and individuals who are developing these non-animal testing methods. So I really like them for that reason, but there are as you can see, a whole host of products out there.
And for consumers, I mean, there's so many products on the market. How do we know the difference between products that have been tested on animals and products that haven't? Is there a label that we can look for?
There are two labels that I really like. One are the pink bunny ears, and one is the leaping bunny, which is in the oval.
Yes,
those two are regulated. The rest aren't. So if you see those logos, you can be sure that the product is safe. But if you're not sure, you can download an app called Cruelty Cutter. And when you're in the store, you can use that app and scan the product, and it'll pop up and tell you if the product is cruelty-free or not. So really easy.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the Physicians Committee, you guys are doing great work. Tell me a little bit about some of the legislation and the policy initiatives that you're using to make this issue not such a problem.
Absolutely. The Physicians Committee is a national nonprofit organization led by a core group of 12,000 physicians, and we advocate to reduce and replace animal tests with alternatives because they're scientifically superior. And so one of the things that I do in my capacity there is lobbying on Capitol Hill, to ensure that laws are in place that help minimize animal testing. And so one of the laws or bills that I'm very excited about is called the Humane Cosmetics Act. And it's a bipartisan bill introduced in the House of Representatives that would ban the testing and sale of animal-tested cosmetics, bringing the United States in line with the rest of the world, really. And so little animals like Pearl would not be used in experiments.
Yeah, that's really important. And for those people who are out there who aren't really sure about what happens in some of these labs, give us just maybe one or two examples and why they're always using bunnies. I'd just like to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, so rabbits are used, were first used in eye testing because rabbits don't have tear ducts. And so they were restrained, and then chemicals are put in their eyes, and then they record the state of injury for a period of days or weeks afterwards.
Not cool. Yeah.
But scientifically, there's no real actual reason to use rabbits. They don't really necessarily predict human health outcomes. They're small, they're docile, they breed quick and easily, and that's really why they're used. But that's not a good enough reason. You know, we need to be using methods that really predict the human experience, and those are non-animal testing methods.
So we don't need those animal testing methods. They don't really work, and they hurt animals like poor little Pearl, which we don't want to do. So thank you so much, Arianish, for all these wonderful examples, for bringing wonderful Pearl on set, and you behaved very well. So awesome. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Coming up next, enjoy the best of the great outdoors with Michael's strawberry banana pancake recipe made fresh off the griddle just for you, and his favorite campsite s'mores. Don't go away. And don't you go away either.
I remember being a kid, waking up early in the morning at the campsite, smelling those pancakes, wondering how they were made. So today we're gonna make you some strawberry banana pancakes. And yes, I got a little southern twang because we're here in the forest in Virginia. So I'm feeling real southern. Southern love good cooking. Let's do this. First thing we need is a good vegan and gluten-free pancake mix. I like Bob's red mill. We're looking at 1.5 cups of pancake mix. It's about 1 cup. Next up, cut our strawberries. And so we're gonna have some strawberries, about 3 in the batter. And then we're gonna have about 3 on top. Now these are organic strawberries. Organic strawberries are essential. If you get any kind of produce that's organic, strawberries are at the top of the list because there's so many pesticides in those that are not organic. Plus, if they're not organic, they just don't taste right. So now we're gonna get our bananas going. So I'm gonna slice one banana, thin slices, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Something about banana and strawberries, right? Just tastes good. And this is an IHOP, okay? It's not gonna be strawberry syrup with corn syrup. No, this is the real deal, baby. Real deal. Got our second banana here. We're gonna slice up a little bit smaller for the batter. Rough hewn chop here. Next, we're gonna add 1 cup of vanilla hemp milk. Begin mixing this batter. Our coconut oil is a little bit solid right now. We need 1.5 cups of liquid coconut oil. So we're just gonna put it in some hot water for a minute or so. Just trying to get it up above the temperature of 76 degrees. Okay, so our coconut oil is ready. Now we're going to mix that in. Next up calls for 1 egg. So what we're going to use instead is we're going to use 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed with 3 tablespoons of water. And that's going to be our egg. Let it sit for a minute or two. We want the flaxseed to absorb so we get that nice eggy experience. We want it to expand. It's just like egg yolks. Okay, so we mix all that up. Go ahead and add the strawberries. Add all of the bananas straight away. And then we're going to start mixing. Okay, let's put them on the grill. And so we want to get them going on about a medium-high heat. Just right into our pan. It's a science of pancakes. Not too much, not too little. So as things open up, we've got bubbles and holes, so we start looking for them. You know, we want a fair amount, because then we know that the other side is cooked, it's solid, and then we can begin the process of flipping. Hello, Spider. We always have all kinds of interesting friends, Daddy Longlegs, that want to say hi. I don't know if Daddy Longlegs eat pancakes, but I bet if they did, he would want some of these, because these look good, don't they? See how they're moving autonomously? That means they're ready to go. Okay, so we grab our pancake and then we just give it a swift flip. Booyah, look at that perfect golden color. Real nice. Flip it, swift flip. Just like that. Love that sound. Beautiful. Nice golden brown color. Excellent. We're gonna add our vegan butter. Make sure to get it while it's hot. We're gonna add our grade B maple syrup. A little bit of fruit. Birds are tweeting. The original tweet. Perfect. So now we're sitting here in front of our fire, a beautiful fire. Let's try this. Wow. That's really good. The strawberry with the banana is perfect. The pancakes are awesome. You know, it's so amazing. You'll never know. Nobody would ever know this is vegan and gluten-free. Ever. Ever. So you don't have to give up anything, but then you don't have to deal with all the drama of meat and dairy. I'm going to keep enjoying this. We'll see you next time. Make sure to enjoy nature, okay? Protect it, enjoy it. Enjoy the good life. See you next time. There's nothing that says camping like s'mores. S'mores are simple. First thing you need, a good stick. Now when you get your stick, you got to stick it in the fire, get it burned up. So now we got our stick, we got our nice little point that's been burned into submission. S'mores are simple, you need 3 simple ingredients. First thing we need, a good vegan dark chocolate. I like Theo, it's organic, it's fair trade. I've got some salted almond. We have a nice gluten-free vegan graham cracker. The last thing we need is we need a tasty vegan marshmallow. You know, dandies are my favorite. Now most marshmallows, all marshmallows, in fact if they're not vegan, have gelatin. And what is gelatin? Basically ground up animal parts. Disgusting, bones and marrow and hair and all kinds of nastiness. Let's start building our s'mores. We've got our marshmallows, so I'm gonna put one of these on the stick. Make sure it's on there nicely and into the fire. I like to get initial char on it, get it burned up real nice. Blow it out. Perfect. Look at that. A little bit of char, a little bit of not char. And then we've got our nice toasty marshmallow. Nice piece of chocolate right on here. And away we go. Oh my God, I haven't had one of these in forever. It is so good. I love this dark chocolate too with it. That salted almond. It's really nice. It's slightly more sophisticated than just your regular milk chocolate bars. You can just skip dinner and enjoy this. Happy summer. Back to being 8.
With the sun heating up around the planet, it's natural to think about how we can step away from our reliance on fossil fuels and unplug from the grid with solar energy. But if you're like me, you probably still have a lot of questions about how to do it. To help shed some light on going solar, we're here with Ed Steins from SunRun. Ed, there's solar panels everywhere. What are the benefits?
Well, Michael, thanks for having me on. And you know, going solar is really a no-brainer. It puts you in control. You lock in your savings, you have a predictable electricity bill for 20 years, and customers who go solar with SunRun save up to 20% on their electricity bill immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
And so what does that add up to like in real dollars? 20%?
Right. So, you know, your savings vary depending on a couple factors. One being how much electricity do you use? What's the rate from your utilities? And how much sun do you get on your house? But the average American saves about $20,000 over the life of the solar. And
wow.
You know, the
20 grand, that's like real money.
Yeah, and you know, the great thing about it is you get to spend that 20 grand on whatever you want to.
Right.
And besides, you're doing something great for the planet.
Interesting, interesting. So what's the impact on the planet? Like for an average person, like if I got you know, solar panels on my home, what would be the impact to the world?
Sure, sure. Well, you know, the average production on a solar system that SunRun puts on a homeowner's roof offsets more dirty energy than you might think. It's like taking a car off the road and removing those greenhouse gases that are generated, or like planting a tree. And when you put all the homeowners together in a neighborhood, it's really a huge impact.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So, so what's involved in getting solar panels? Because you see the guys up there and they're putting the panels on. I mean, you know, I know for me, I'd be concerned about holes in my roof and that type of thing. And is it a big, you know, week-long production?
Right. Well, good question. So, when you sign a solar contract, and I recommend that everybody do their research first to make sure you're hiring a high-quality solar installer. And SunRun's been around for 17 years.
Oh, nice.
Installing solar, and we pride ourselves on our high quality. After you sign the contract, we send someone to your house. They measure everything so that they can create a customized design that you approve. We do the permitting, and then we do the physical construction, which takes 1 to 2 days. And all the while, we're ensuring that you have a top-notch roof when we're done, a leak-proof installation, and a warranty.
Nice. So if anything went wrong, you guys would cover it.
That's right.
And now what about if I get a bunch of snow? Like a couple years ago, we got crazy snow. Does that have an impact? Was that, you know, is that going to break the panels or whatever?
Sure. No, the panels withstand a lot, and the sun gets through that snow, and the panels heat up and the snow sloughs off, and so you're back to producing again.
Interesting. And it doesn't matter, like I could be in Maryland or I could be in New York, or, you know, because you think about solar, you think, okay, well, that's fine for California and Arizona, but what about those of us who are maybe on the East Coast or Midwest?
Yeah, well, the good news is that there's enough sunshine in this country to make solar viable for homes everywhere, in every state.
Cool.
And, you know, it's estimated there are about 83 million single-family homes that are viable for solar. Now, there are only 1 million homes that have it, so there's a big opportunity for people to go solar.
Interesting. And this is an actual panel.
Sure is.
It's a baby size.
These are a couple baby-sized panels, and but same construction.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So walk me through what the process would be. So let's say I wanted to buy solar panels. What would that process look like?
Right. So we provide a consultative process that helps educate a homeowner about the different options that might be right for their family. And you want to do some thinking about what are your electricity needs and what kind of savings are you looking for to make a decision. And there are two big options, leasing and buying.
And so what's the difference?
Well, sure. Leasing, you know, you're not paying for solar panels, you're paying for solar power.
Oh, nice.
And your solar provider, like SunRun, does everything for you. They do the construction, the maintenance, the monitoring, ensuring, and making sure that the performance is there for you. And if you choose a lease, you sign a contract with SunRun for us to provide you with electricity for 20 years.
Sounds pretty simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how does that differ? So I mean, I like that idea because it seems like, you know, might be a pain in the butt to buy them, and then you got to put them up, and that's probably what 10 grand to buy the panels, or what does buying look like?
Yeah, well, sure. It does require you to write a big upfront check, although you are saving against the rise of electricity rates and hidden costs and surprise rate hikes from the utility, like you are with leasing. But you do have to write that big upfront check, and you do have to maintain and monitor themselves. Yourself as the homeowner.
And what is that check? I mean, is it 10 grand, 20 grand?
Yeah, it could be 20 to 40 grand.
Interesting. And when would I, you know, if we bought them, when would I get paid back, or when would I see a return?
Sure. So when you buy, it typically takes 7 to 9 years to get a payback on your investment. And we find that more homeowners are leasing than buying.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like to me that leasing really would be an ideal situation, at least from my perspective, because I get to get all the benefits. I don't have to worry about it. You get them on the roof, you take care of them, and then I just get the savings, and that 20 grand I can, do some fun things with.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
All right. Well, Ed, I really appreciate you stopping by. It's good to see you. And, I think you've piqued my solar interest, I'll say.
Good, Michael. I'll be giving you a call, and look forward to talking with you about it.
But
Thanks
only
for
if
having
it's a
me.
lot of baby ones.
Okay, that's a lot of baby ones, yeah.
All right, up next, we're going deeper off the grid with a visit to the oldest Zen monastery in the U.S., Tassajara. Don't go away.
Thousands of seekers find refuge from the worries of the everyday world by going on spiritual retreat in search of solace, healing, and the silence that supports deep contemplation. Deep in the mountains, inland from California's Big Sur coast, lies the nation's oldest monastery, Tassajara, a part of the San Francisco Zen Center community. For a few short months each year, Tassajara provides a precious window of opportunity to unplug from the matrix, commune with nature, and practice the ancient art of meditation. Founded by Suzuki Roshi, a Japanese Zen priest belonging to the Soto Zen lineage, this eco-conscious retreat center keeps guests coming back year after year for its beautiful grounds, delicious vegetarian food, natural hot springs, and thrice daily meditation periods. Longtime Tassajara resident, priest, and abiding teacher Leslie James gives us a taste of the spiritual mana that makes Tassajara so special.
I think most people come here these days really wanting quiet. A lot of people come wanting escape from their internet connections, which we don't have internet connection for them. So a lot of people come, they buy a book, they go to their cabin. This is overnight guests. We also have people who just come for the day. But for overnight guests, they buy a book, they go to their cabin, they lay down on their bed to read their book, and they go to sleep. So they go to sleep for a while. We're still a Buddhist monastery, and guests are invited to join anything that we do in the meditation hall. And a lot of the people who come back, especially, this is kind of like their church. They come, one time during the summer and reconnect with their practice.
Bell.
We're well known for our food, and the kitchen puts in a lot of effort in making delicious vegetarian food. And the hot baths, of course, are here. So a lot of people enjoy the hot springs. Tassajara is quite a ways back in the Ventana wilderness. It's not so far, really. We're about 9 miles as the crow flies from the coast, but you can't come straight across. You have to come an hour's drive inland and then an hour's drive over only a 14-mile dirt road, but it's a rough dirt road, so it takes an hour to get here, and it's you go up and then you go down. We're at about 1,500 feet. You go up to 5,000 feet and then come back down to 1,500 feet. And we think of the road really as our gate. You know, if we didn't have that road, if it wasn't so hard to get here, there'd be a lot more people dropping in, both in the summer and in the winter. It really helps Tassajara be an isolated place. It's wilderness for miles around. Being out in the wilderness is really a big part of what it is to come to Tassajara. People really have a feeling of going away from their regular life and having a break to sort of settle with themselves and make some space in their life for some quiet and self-introspection. The main practice that we do at Tassajara and at San Francisco Zen Center is called Zazen. It's sitting meditation. So we do an instruction in that every day, and people come. Doesn't mean they have to come, and a lot of them come and just do the instruction and then don't come back to the Zendo, or come back to the Zendo, that's the meditation hall, years later. So sitting meditation is basically you sit down on a cushion or in a chair, and I say be open-hearted with yourself during that time. Just try to stay there with yourself and not run away in our normal ways of having something else to do or something that we need to think about. One of the effects that I feel like I've noticed of people who come here is a kind of softening, a settling, sort of settling into their body, but also a kind of softening of the ways that we are carrying ourselves around, our defenses maybe, the ways that we found that worked for us to defend ourselves. And it's not like people are trying to do that. It just happens naturally. I think it's also just the life together, the schedule of meditation and work. In the summer, work is a big part of our practice. I think the biggest problem for us, although it comes in a lot of different forms, is fear. Fear that I'm not okay. The way I am is not okay. And I think one of the biggest effects is some more confidence or trust that it is okay to be me, however I am right now. One of the main teachings of Soto Zen is that we are compulsively, deeply trying to run our life and trying to make our life work, including, we usually try to include the whole world. How am I going to make the world work for my life? And that Zazen, sitting meditation, is really taking a break for that for a while and finding out, is that safe? Is it okay for me to not run the world? Is it okay for me to just play my part in it? Be me, whoever that actually is. And so we spend a little bit of time doing that, either in the Zendo or, in the meal or in the work time, and see, do things still go okay?
And do they?
They do, at least in my experience. But then, Buddha said, find out for yourself, so.
That was fun, right?
It was fun, as was. I just got to remember to zip the tent.
Okay.
That's my thing.
I got it. I'll zip the tent if you leave your phone at home.
Okay, you got a deal.
Deal. That's all for this week. See you next time.
Right here on Conscious Living. Conscious Living. This is Conscious Living.
A little wonky.
I think it's still going. Is it over yet?